Hey y'all, this is Church from Church's Intake. Let's get into another reading of his word. This is about why you should be away from certain types of people, friend groups, associates. Learn to stay away from these type of people because these people have death following them, and they binded themselves with death. And we're going to talk about who death is, the kingdom of death, the king of death, the king of the underworld. We're going to talk about that at the end of the passage. So I'm going to be reading from Wisdom again, and we're going to stay in chapter 1. This is like the end of chapter 1. I talked about wisdom yesterday. The first part of chapter 1 of Wisdom, I think it was 1 through 8. Now we're going to go from 9 through 15. 9 through 15. Now, when we talk about these things, it's just so we can know about what to watch out for, what type of people carrying these spirits, and what kind of people do these things that you know none of. Like, some people be like, yo, I'm your friend, and they ain't. You just got to know that they not your friend. They over here gaslighting you. They telling you one thing, and they're living a whole completely different life. And this is nothing new under the sun. This is the same thing that's been going on since the flood, since the beginning. The only reason the flood truly happened is because it was great lawlessness, like beyond human beings, like angels and humans with animals they was making other things out here in this world that people don't talk about. They act like it's hypotheticals or mythological, and these beings aren't mythological creatures. Like, these are actual beings. That's why, how do a person get these names? They don't just come into their head. You got to start to think, like, how do they know certain names? Like, even Greek mythology and European and African and like the Hinduism, Jamaican mythologies, like, they got gods that they do worship to. Now, these gods are the fallen. You know what I mean? They were the watchers at one point. People don't put these things in true perspective because they don't have no spirituality to understand these types of things. So let's get into the passage and we'll break it down a little bit, so this is to help elevate you, not, you know what I mean? This isn't for the ones that's trying to be all wise and that they think they know it all. They don't know nothing. Those wise men, those ones that believe that they know, they went to Bible school and all of this Bible college stuff, like, these words, when I read these words, obviously God also gives me knowledge and understanding, because this is spiritual. This isn't flesh. So when other people go to these colleges and stuff, you're listening to another professor that's giving you his thought process, not God's process and thought patterns, his personal thought patterns and process. And that's why you're supposed to study to show thyself approved. He ain't say go to the next man and study. Yeah, you guys can build off of one another, but he wanted you to study. That's why, you know what I mean, you guys should just get a book, you know what I mean, or get a book that's got 120 official books of the Bible. You know what I mean? Why just worry about the 66 books? Like, the 66 books will even go into the rest of the books. But if you want to be naive and say, oh, God told me just to do this, like, a lot of y'all ain't gonna make it like that. Like, God's gonna say, I never knew you. You know what I mean? Because what did he say? My people died from lack of knowledge. He ain't just say study the biblical book, the Bible. He ain't just say study the Bible. He said he wanted you to study, to show thyself approval unto him. That means you supposed to study. Like, when you dealing in certain things, or you're one that's doing certain things, maybe you should know more research about the things that you casting on people, or how do you think these things manifest. Like, these things can go back to you, you know what I mean? And you have to understand these things. Like, you should know about witchcraft. You should know about sorcery. You should know about these people that be doing these stupid moon magic, marine magic, and all of these stupid things, thinking that they won't be seen. Now, there's some of us out here that is ready for them. We was built for that. Like, I was built for this time, like, to know. And he told me about it. You know what I mean? You know, like, there's a lot of people out here want to be Freemasons and stuff, and they don't even know that it's so demonic. You know what I mean? You want to be a Freemason. You want to be a part of the Illuminati, but you don't know that you really on demon time. Like, once you sign that contract, once you over here, you sign in, just know that you ain't got no more spirit, dog. They gonna crush that. They gonna take that, and they gonna use your body as a vessel for the kingdom of darkness. So the entities, the fallen angels, the giants, the Nephilim, they gonna be using your core, your body, for their will, for what they want. And you out here, you dead. You dead. You're the walking dead. So let's go into it a little bit. Like I said, let me not go off, you know what I mean, off the word right now. So verse 9, chapter 1 in Wisdom. For in his counsel the ungodly will be searched out, and the sound of his words will come to the Lord to bring his lawless deeds to conviction. Because a jealous ear listens to all things, and all noises of murmurs is not hidden. All noises of murmurs, all that gossip's not hidden. Before then of unprofitable murmurs, beware then of unprofitable murmuring, and keep your tongue from slander. Because no secret utterance will go on its way void, and a lying mouth destroys a soul. Do not count death in the error of your life, and do not draw destruction on yourselves by the works of your hands. Don't cause destruction on yourselves by the works of your hands. Let me read on and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Because God did not make death, neither does he delight when the living perish. For he created all things that they might have being. The generative power of the world are wholesome. God puts power in the world for it to be wholesome, not to do evil, deceitful things. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor does Hades have royal dominion on earth. Nor does Hades have royal dominion on earth. Now, Hades is a person. It's not a place. Hades is a Greek mythological being. Okay? Have royal dominion on earth. For righteousness is immoral. But ungodly men by their hands and their words summon death, deeming him a friend. They summon death, deeming death a friend to them. They wear themselves out for him. They wear themselves out for death. They make a covenant with him. They make the covenant with the death, because they are worthy to belong with him, which is death. Who is death? Death is King Hades. He is the king of the underworld. Death is Hades. They make a covenant to Hades. He's a Greek mythological being. Hades, Hades, Search it for yourself. He is a Greek mythological god for the underworld. He is the king of death. They make an agreement with the king of Hades. They make it with King Hades. Hades is the king of death. Okay? So, when these people start doing witchcraft and sorcery, causing death spells, causing chaos spells, causing all this bogusness, destruction and deceit out in this world, they are making a covenant with Hades. Hades is not hell. Hades is a fallen angel, and he's the king of the underworld. He has no reign on this earth. Underworld, meaning death. He is the king of death. So when they over here, they're making Hades their friend. You need to stay away from these people. Witches and warlocks. People that's causing deceit, trying to cause destruction, toxicity, narcissistic people, toxic people. You don't want these people around you because they already made a covenant with death. They made a covenant with Hades. He's the king of the underworld. Now, when you know that Hades isn't hell, Hades is a person, is a spirit. It's not a person, it's a spirit. Hades is a spirit, is a spiritual being. He's a god. He's the death god. So when you making all of these hoorah, hoorah to this, that, and the third type of people, Hades is clapping for you because he knows he's got your soul. You made a covenant with him. So he's going to take that soul from you. And you're going to be gone. Out of here. Death. Some of us conquered death. You know, when you with God and you reside with God, you conquer death. You are immoral. You are immune to this because God doesn't like death. He hates death. He wants the living to live. But some people out here doing evil deeds, you're going to meet death before your own time because of what you did. Karma's real. What you put out in this earth comes back to those that, once you send death to somebody, right? Say you send out, death spells, you know what I mean? Some of the Spanish people, they got their old death joints, you know what I mean? I forget what it's called right off the top of my head while I'm speaking, but Spanish people know, you know what I mean? Y'all sending all this stuff out, marine magic and all of this, moon magic and all of that. Where do you think when these demons are sent out to these people, right? And said, especially if they are chosen one, right? Or God covers them, right? Because God covers even the simple, the people that don't know, they're covered because God runs all things. That stuff don't just happen. And some of these people, sometimes they can get away because they'll send it to something else, or they'll try to defer it to somewhere else. Someone that's justified that they can handle, that they're supposed to be going out anyway. But God's done with all of that. You ain't sending this stuff to no one but yourself. It's going back to sender. Because God needs to get your attention. You're not listening. You think you're God's. So God's going to show you who is God and why you guys are not gods. You don't have the power. Some of y'all got to go to practitioners. So that lets you know you have no power. You're investing in someone else to do your dirty deeds because you're weak. And those practitioners don't know what they're getting into. Some of them will take the money, don't know that there's ones out here that will destroy them. Stop playing off people's tops because everybody ain't here for it. Everybody ain't over here, love and light all day. Some of us want war with the evil ones. And I do. I don't mind it. That's why when y'all come up against me, it's instant karma. It's a fact. And God's going to handle y'all. Because guess what? I'm one that wants the smoke. I serve God up the smoke, and he knocks it out the ballpark on all you demons. And we ready for y'all. And I'm going to teach the rest of these people how to war against y'all weak ones. Because that's all y'all is weak, old folk trying to get these new up-and-comers, and they going to get devoured quicker than y'all. Y'all over here looking old and wrinkly, manifesting and pruning up. You're looking like prunes out here. You're looking salty, sulking. Them evil eyes don't work on some of us. Them death magic spells don't work on some of us. Them love spells don't work on us. Not the real ones. Yeah, you can catch a fake one. But they got to know that this is not for the weak. This is for the strong. Only the strong survive. And only the strong is going to take out these witches and warlocks. You feel me? We coming with it. We coming with all the smoke. We want it all. And we want y'all gone by any means necessary. We want peace on this earth. And we going to get it by any means necessary. Because I asked God to give me peace. I asked God to give his children peace on this earth. And he will do it. And we going to work through it. So all y'all that's out here doing witchcraft, sorcery, magic, and you see it's failing against us, real ones out here, just know we coming. And when the rest of us wake up, y'all going to be the ones. That's why there's people making bunkers now. Because y'all going to be the ones running into the rocks, asking for them to fall on you, and you can't die. Nah, you need to get this smoke that you've been giving out. You need to receive some of that same energy that you've been possessing to give to these ones that don't even know what's going on. So when you get this smoke, just know it's karma coming at you fast. And you deserve it, every bit of it. And no, you're not going to get no help. The only help that's coming is you better pray to God that you ain't out of here. I promise you that. You better pray to God that you ain't out of here. That's the only one that's going to help you. I'm not going to help nobody that went up against me. I promise you that. Unless God himself says, D, I need you to help these people. They repent. They know what it is now. They know what you went through. But other than that, y'all need to feel this wrath. I need y'all to feel this smoke. Because y'all been given the smoke. Now you need to receive the same smoke you've been given. And I'm going to tell you, if you got these people in your friends group, if you got these people around you, you might be an innocent bystander and not knowing what's going on, but you messing with these fools out here, and they know what's going on because they've been doing a lot of ill will out here in these streets, and karma's coming for them. And you need to stay out the way. That's why it's best to find yourself. Learn to study to show thyself approval unto God. Because if you go with somebody else, you jump on a team with the ops, you're going to be a fatality by default. God's spirit is not, he ain't no perspective of man. When us chosen ones call our angels to do the deeds, God wants me to release listen, we got angels, fam. We got angels. And they will send out this wrath to y'all. Elijah showed Elijah the same thing. Oh, there's a whole bunch of these people ready to come up against him. Elijah was like, yo, God, show him. G-man, show the boy who we got. He think it's just me and you. He think it's just us two. He ain't see the spiritual realm. He ain't see them warriors in the spirit, them angels ready to take charge. All you got to do is just tell them, and then they go ham. You tell your demons to launch war, they're going to launch war. And then them ones, they're going to start crying. Woe is me. Oh, I don't know why my life. They know exactly why their life is falling apart. Because they've been trying to make others' lives fall apart. They've been killing others. They've been snatching others' people's wealth, destiny, trying to destiny swap. They ain't getting that. Nah, God's taking their powers away from them now. Them things don't work. When you expose it, it can't work on you. You need to know that. That's why we need to expose this unrighteousness. So you take the power away from it. You feel me? They have no power if you know. You know what I mean? You give them no power. You give them no accolades. They're narcs. Most of them are narcissists. Now, to destroy a narc, you play the narcissistic game. You give them nothing. You take everything from them. You let them look like trash that they are. You expose them. You sell them straight out because they're narcs, they're cops. So you sell them out. Narcissists. Get rid of them from your toxic people. Get rid of them away from you. Just say away from me. You know what I mean? Gossipers, get them away from you. Because we in a time that karma's coming around to these people. And if they're in your friend group, they're around you, you're going to get smoke that wasn't for you. And they're going to try to divert it like, oh, no, no, listen. Move away from these people. Trust me, you'll start to see. Ask God to open your eyes to tell you who to stay away from. You might think they're your friends. You might think these are family members of yours. But it's better to have a small collective group of people that you can trust than a big group of friends that you don't even know about. I'm telling you this because the smoke is coming. This karma's here. It's already started. They can't get away from it. That's why they're trying to team up with others. You know what I'm saying? When they starting to team up, like when they want to get you on a bandwagon and team up against another person. So say like in work or something, they want you to team up on a home girl. Like, yo, that girl's, she thinks she the better, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? She thinks she all good and this, that, and the third. But this girl over there, she stays to herself. You know, you can tell that she might be, you know what I mean, a believer in Christ or whatever. But then they're going to have those people that you assume that they're your friends. Oh, yeah, that girl thinks she this, that, and the third and blah, 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 blah. She thinks she knows it all. She thinks she's so beautiful and she's so blah, 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 blah. And she thinks she can do her job so quick and she thinks she's so good. No, don't team up with them. I'm telling you, you're going to feel it. People don't even know who got power. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know who's got power and who don't. They stunting. Some of these people are stunting like they got power when they don't. You'll see that they don't have power. God's going to expose these same people. Oh, I'm God's number one. I'm always praying. I'm a prayer warrior. This, that, and the third. I've been saved. No, they haven't. You ain't seen them push no demons out, right? You ain't a prayer warrior if you ain't pushing out a demon. Demons manifest with the people that they know, that they kin with, that they know that they can console with, their same likeness. Demons sense demons. That's why certain people attract the same type of folk as them, because that demon within them recognizes the same that's within another, and then they can mesh like, oh dang, we was like brothers. No, your demons are brothers. Your demons know each other. You are just a human being. You didn't know that man from Adam, but all of a sudden that's your best homeboy. Oh, that's my coworker. Yo, he that's my boy. Like, yo, we like the same. Nah, your demons are the same, not you. That's why you're supposed to grow. Get out of that kid stuff. You know what I mean? Stop with that nitpicking, gossiping crap. Like, we out of that. This is a new age. And the words that come out of your mouth, you can speak death. People don't realize when they're speaking death, they're causing chaos to themselves. They want to try to speak and project death on other folk. It ain't working like that no more. God ain't playing no more. So they're speaking death amongst themselves. They're causing chaos in their own lives. And then when it starts to happen to them, this is what you guys got to start to see. When these things start to manifest on these type of people, they're going to, woe is me. Oh, this person over there is the one that caused me to be like this. And this person's been doing magic spells on me. No, They've been doing magic spells on themselves. They was the one undercover in the woods over here trying to burn something. Burning your old pictures, burning your old clothes and underwears and stuff. Because they deceivers. If you ain't around these people 24/7, just know that you can't trust them from what you know that you see. Only way that you can truly find out a person or who they are and what they're about is if you ask God. People put on fronts all day. They can front with you. But unless you're with them 24/7, the veil has to come off. They have to pull that veil off. That's why they can't be around you all the time. If they're around you all the time, then you'll see their true self. A covert narc, he ain't going to try to. He going dipset. She going dipset, in and out, because they don't want you to figure them out. And then they're going to go to another being that they know is weak, and they're going to go after that person. But they want to come up against these children of Christ because they know that it's a great task if they was to take one out, or if they was to turn one over to the dark side. Don't get it twisted. Some of the chosen do go to the dark side because they can't handle the war. And then they use their powers for evil. And when they do that, they're getting their powers taken away from them, from God. And God's going to give it to someone else that deserves it, that knows how to use those powers for the righteousness of Him, not for evil, deceitful things. God allows people to do certain things because everyone's under test. As you live on this earth, you will know that every day that you wake up, everything that you do in life, good or bad, you're under test. This is a test. That's why they say your life is like a blur. You're in testing. And when it's done, some people get they exit ticket real early because of the deceit and deceiving and diabolical things that they have done to just people in this world already, that there's no need for them to carry on. There's no need for them to be here no more. They already failed their test. So why are you here? So God just takes them up out of here. And you'll be like, oh man, I love such and so because they were so blah, 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 blah. Why did God take? No, God took that person. It's not always because it seems like they was good and why God take this good one out. They could have been the most diabolical evil over here, drinking baby blood, sacrificing goats and animals and all sorts of stuff, eating feces and doing all the stupid diabolical things that the Nephilim get them to do. You know, the fallen get them to do. You know what I mean? And then they over here, like you said, he's a friend. They're friends with death. They're friends with Hades. So if you're friends with death, you know death is on you. You can't hide that. People can see that you're evil to the core. So I'm going to leave that one right there. I'll probably get another one, talk about, personal things, People need to know about how to find, I guess, true love sometimes, like people don't get it. Like, we out here to teach one another, man. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm not claiming to be your pastor. I want to be your pastor. The disciples wasn't pastors. They was teachers. You got to know the difference. I could teach in my car. Yeah, some people probably don't even like me teaching in my car. I could teach in my car. I could teach in the spot if they want me to. But I'm a teacher. I'm not your pastor. I don't plan to be your pastor. You know who your pastor would be? Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah. Follow them. Listen to them. You know what I mean? Yahuwah. God. G-Man. Jesus. Yahushua. You know what I mean? Follow Yahushua. Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, Listen to them. Those are your pastors. It's going to take you, salvation. He's going to take you to the promised land where you guys really need to go, where you want to be at. Eternal life. Some of us can't. They ain't taking us out. You can't take us out. We already know your diabolical schemes. We 20 steps ahead of y'all. You couldn't take me out if you wanted to. I already died by about 3-4 times. Come on, man. Built for this. You know what I mean? Once you know your true self, you already know what evil things that people try to do to you. Paul wasn't the only one poisoned. I was poisoned too. Many times. Didn't stop me from doing what I'm doing. Didn't hurt me like that. I was built different. I eat that. Now you guys got to eat some of that too. Especially the wicked ones that's been trying to try to take me up out of here. Yeah, y'all gonna feel some of this. Shoot, y'all gonna feel it for real. I don't gotta talk about it. I can play stupid just like they can play stupid, and that's why we gotta do it. They playing checkers. We're the chess. We're the chess marksmen out here, and you gotta learn how to beat them at their own game. They don't show nothing. We don't show nothing. They want you to speak about what you know. You tell them nothing. Kill them. That's what you do. Kill them with silence. Let them think they got a step up on you when they don't. And when you block them, they gonna come up against you. Oh, well, why? Just block them. Stop them. You don't even got to give explanations about, you know what I mean? You don't got to explain yourself when you're letting people, old friends, family, or whatever go. You know what I mean? You ain't got to explain yourself. Just say God told me. God told me to leave you alone. They'll know. They'll know exactly what you mean. So I'm going to leave that one right there. Subscribe. I know my haters is on here. Y'all gonna learn, though. Y'all gonna learn that I ain't weak. Y'all lost. Been lost. Like, I know y'all whole outcomes. It's gruesome, too. Some of it. Ooh, ugly out there. But you'll never know what I know. And I'll always beat you. And I'm gonna serve you up to G-Man all day, every day. And y'all gonna feel the wrath of God. So, subscribe, like, share. God bless.